welcome back to another episode of the Eat, Sleep, Stream podcast. This is episode 5. My name is Gus, aka Bruin, and today we are here with another Sarah or Sarah.
Yeah, just Sarah.
How are you doing today?
Hi. I'm good. How about you?
Doing good, doing good.
Good. I'm really happy to be on this, even though I'm currently not streaming, but
But you do, and you were actually
yeah.
one of the first people I ever followed on streaming that wasn't like a ninja type person, like a you know, uh more of a smaller streamer.
Yeah.
Well, compared to that. But yeah, one of the first questions I did want to ask, because I forgot it once, and I feel like if I forget this question, this is like probably my favorite question to ask like streamers and gamers. How did you get your Another Sarah name?
Oh, that's actually a really good question. I mean, I don't have like a super exciting story like some people might, but I used to use uh just Sarah Bess and like all my names because that's my first name and my middle name. And it was stolen on Origin, I think. That was like when I would play Sims 4, Sims 3, Sims,
Now
and
Apex.
yeah, and Apex. And so I think that was the first time I was like getting my gamer name, and all those were stolen. And I was like, oh, can I be like another Sarah Beth? And then I was like, that's way too long. I would just be another Sarah. So that's how it started. But yeah, I just wanted to put another in front of my name because I was so tired of thinking of a username.
Yeah, I know. I feel like that's always like when I first started, like I guess anything game related. I was watching professional Call of Duty, and I was wondering like how do they get their names? Like they're so random
Yeah.
compared to like for you, you're probably the closest person to your name.
Yeah.
But like we had, Firefox. Firefox was the only person I forgot to ask. And
Oh
that's why
man.
I always feel bad. I'm like, no, like hopefully he'll come back and we'll do an episode where he explains his name a little bit.
Yeah, I'm
But
interested to know how he got his name.
what so in regards to your stream, for the people who don't watch you or haven't watched it yet, what do you stream? And I know you're taking a little break right now, but when you do stream, like what do your streams consist of?
Okay, so I guess I would consider myself a variety streamer, but whenever I really started taking streaming seriously, I was a Fortnite streamer. Like
Oh,
that's really when I became one. But
so I guess just a more question for me. When did you start streaming compared to when I first ran into your stream? Do you remember?
um
I think it was like September.
yeah. So I think okay. So my Twitch experience goes really far back. I joined Twitch. Just want to give a little backstory for
Oh no,
everyone.
go ahead.
So I used to watch a lot of gaming YouTubers, and um, one day I stumbled across this community that I really liked, and this guy kept mentioning that he was going to stream. So I was like, oh, I'm going to go check out his stream. And from there, I got modded in his stream, and I met a lot of friends. So River and I would every now and then make YouTube videos together, and sometimes we would stream together, but we never took it seriously. It wasn't until last year, um, I got into a car accident and I went through a breakup, and I was really like going through a rough patch in my life. So I said, what can I do to, I don't know, help myself, pick myself up? And so I started streaming around March, I think, because it was around my brother's birthday. Oh no, I started streaming in February and I got Twitch affiliate, I think, in March. I don't remember. It was around that time period though. So I just wanted something to keep me occupied. And then, as time went on, it grew and I started doing it more and more and I started loving it. But I would stream, I would say I started streaming 2 years ago,
Mhm.
but I didn't start
Until
getting
like
involved.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that means, has it been your 1 year anniversary then?
Oh, probably so. Yeah, it probably was. Because I remember it had to have been like February, March, because before I was still in like a lot of pain. I couldn't sit in my chair for that long without hurting. Um, but yeah, so probably about my 1 year anniversary
All right.
on Valentine's Day. Woo!
And who? Oh, that was your first stream on
No, I'm just
Valentine's.
kidding.
Oh,
I'm kidding.
um, how did you? Well, like, I know you kind of said like how you got into it, but for a lot of people, it's a lot of people like watching streams, or I mean, for instance, let's just take Ninja, like the biggest person. He is, I don't know, 1 million followers probably, but not everybody wants to stream or do what he does. They just like watching. What what kind of? Because I mean, you could have done anything to, help yourself get over what you were going through. Why
Hmm.
streaming?
I think it just goes back to me finding that community. And, like all my friends were online. That's where I have, I felt comfortable was online. And I know a lot of people feel the same way because we're all here and we all support each other. Um, but I found so much comfort in the online community that I wanted to become more personable with them, I guess you would say. And and like I said, me and River and the rest of my friends, they were also like kind of tiptoeing into streaming waters, but not really. And I was like, you know what? I want to do it too because I liked making videos. I loved editing. I liked being funny. I'm putting that in quotation marks, whoever's just listening. um, I don't know. And the more I streamed, the more I got out of my shell, the more comfortable I felt. And I started just really opening up because before I wouldn't. I think I'm strolling off your question.
Oh no, go on. Tangents are good.
Okay. Um, but yeah, my mind went blank. I just think that when I started opening up to people, and they were opening up to me, and it just felt really good to have friends like that. And I found a lot of friends through Twitch, and I didn't want to give that up.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And one, I kind of know the answer to this, but it's a question I do like to ask. Um, does your family know about your streaming, and do your friends and in real life friends and family, what are their views on it?
Okay. So my real life friends do know now, but for the longest time, I would say I live a double life. I wouldn't really tell people about this part of my life because I wanted it to be personable, and it kind of goes back to me not being a PG streamer because I lived in a very strict household, and um, this was my freedom. Like I curse, I swear, I make so sex joke. Um, I talk about things I probably shouldn't, and that's why I also don't like to please people. But no, my family doesn't really know. They kind of know. My mom like hears me because I do live with her, but she doesn't really know what's going on. But I did start telling my friends, but it wasn't until like last year when I met my friend Lexi, and we were like hanging out talking, and I was telling her about it, and she was so supportive, and I was like, my real life friends could be supportive of this. And then I think I told Brienne, like my other friend, and then Slade. Slade is an a person I knew from around here, and I told him about it, and I was surprised that people didn't like laugh at me and judge me, and some wanted to be part of the streams. Like
Oh, that's
Lexi
cool.
still wants me to do makeup on stream for her, so I want to do that. And like Slade's around, so I don't know. I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I know. I feel like that was one thing too, like with you, and I've kind of talked about it on previous podcasts, but um, yeah, opening up to the in real life people was kind of really nerve wracking, but out of everybody. Maybe it just shows I have good friends and family, but they're super supportive. And that's
Oh, I
one
love that for
thing
you.
that, yeah, that's one thing that I was really shocked at, because there was not one person, maybe they're not saying it to my face, but there was not one person who was negative about it at all. Many people were happy that I was doing something that I love doing. And
Aw.
that's like, I know that's one thing that I feel like is super positive, and glad you have that too with your friends.
Yeah, and maybe one day when my like parents and my family understand it more, like my aunt and them are really into YouTube and they're always like, "We're gonna start a YouTube channel," and I'm like, "That's the same thing as Twitch, but Twitch is just a live stream." Like, what
Yeah,
did you understand? But yeah, it's just I get it though. I mean, older people don't really they don't understand.
yeah. And kind of relating to that, and again, I kind of know your point of view on this, but I don't think we've really talked about it in depth too much. But in regards to pretty much, not that it's mainstream yet, it's getting there, but what about, what's one thing that you could, what's your pretty much, how do you see streaming now in regards to like people like Ninja who have made it more popular for, people even know about streaming? What would you say to the people who, you know, don't understand streaming or haven't really looked into it?
I think I would tell them that they just have to watch it to understand it. Or like just don't judge it before you really understand how much of an impact it makes on people. Um Regards to Ninja, like the fact that he can make a living off of this is amazing. And I think it should be supported and not supported.
Yeah,
Just like, I think I heard some other people say this on your stream podcast was like it's related to the you watch TVs of other people doing stuff and then you go to theater or it's just
yeah,
football. Football is the biggest one, sports. It's the same thing. You're not out there playing the sport, but I also try to explain it more of in a way of YouTube, I guess, where it's not everyone that's big on Twitch isn't just some stupid 12-year-old running around
mm,
doing something
yeah,
that they shouldn't. It's people really passionate about something. And whether your passion is painting or I don't know, doing makeup or playing games, like I think everything like that should be supported. And now that Twitch has grown to where you can do IRL streams,
mm,
it's not just gaming anymore. So I think to someone like that, you can even say, I mean, people are just hanging out with me, just
yeah.
live.
And that's, I think, the cool thing, because if you think about it in the sense of, like you said, like sports and football and watching a movie, let's say, who's your favorite actor
Ooh.
or
I'm not
one?
really good with names, but I like Anne Hathaway. I think she's like a genuine human being.
So what if you could watch, like, I guess a movie wouldn't really work, but like a play or something of Anne Hathaway acting in this play, and then you can chat with her too while she's performing. Like,
Right? That
how
would be
crazy would
amazing.
that be? Yeah. And I feel like a lot of people don't see that aspect of it, who aren't used to it, of the chat system. Now, someone maybe
Yeah.
like, like the really popular streamers where their chat's just going super fast, they might not see it. But to pretty much anybody below that, they're able to have a connection with pretty much anybody on the platform. And I think that's one thing that a lot of people are overlooking who aren't used to, like, Twitch.
It's true. I agree with that. And the thing about chatting with people, I think a lot of people don't understand is like why are they watching you? Like what is the appeal of you? But it's like you make your friends the same way. You start out as strangers and then you grow fond of each other. And I think that's the same way as Twitch works. Like you see someone and you're like, "Oh, I like that guy. He's got a great personality. He loves the game. He's really into it." And you grow a connection with that person. It's the same thing for any actor, for any person you ever meet in your life. I mean, you don't know someone prior to falling in love with them. Like,
Oh, okay, yeah. I've never really looked at it from that point of view, but it's so true. Like seeing it as a friend, like when when you meet somebody, it's not just you're automatically friends because you already know. It's like you watch the stream, you chat a little bit, you follow
Yeah.
them, you watch the next stream, and then it just goes from there. Yeah, I never
Like the
really seen it.
it's so funny because like whenever I was telling my friend Lexi about this, like we met, what are the odds of us meeting? Not really many. Like we grew up similar towns, like pretty close to each other, but we didn't meet each other until we got the same job.
Mm.
So it's the same thing. You go to that job. I was the manager, she was the sales person, and I was training her, and we kind of was like, "Hey, why don't we hang out?" Like we don't you don't do that
Yeah,
knowing someone beforehand.
yeah. Yeah, no, that's one thing. Yeah, I really like that because I never. I mean, it makes sense, but I just never thought of it like that.
Yeah.
But I guess more about you. What's the first game you remember that got you hooked? Like you just had to keep playing it.
Minecraft.
Oh wow.
I loved Minecraft. That's what got me into Twitch. That's what made got me my friends. That's what got me into online community. For Minecraft, I did not talk in voice calls to people. I don't know. I was so nervous to talk to people. I wasn't ever like shy, but the idea of like talking to people online was kind of like, "Ugh." And now I do it all the time. Like this
I
is my
know.
life now.
What's one? I guess going back into the streaming aspect of it. What's one thing or one instance in your streaming that was most memorable for you?
Wow. I will have to say that I got um mostly because I was sick that night, like really sick.
Wait, I'm sorry. Can you repeat that? It cut
Oh
off a
yeah.
little.
Oh, the raid from Tactical Intern.
Oh yeah.
He rated me with 80 plus people that night, and the reason why it's so memorable though is because I was really sick. Like I was running fever, and I kept telling Smitty, I was like, I'm so sick. I just need to go. And all of a sudden my chat just goes I'm like, what? I mean, it was just crazy because I was like, oh man, I'm sick, but I got this trade and I kind of like perked up. And then Cindy was like, I guess you can't quit now. I was like, dang it.
I feel like that happens every time like a bigger streamer raids or hosts
It's so true.
I was watching, I forgot who, it was a guy from FaZe, and he was just scrolling just to host and raid somebody, and he did, and he's telling everybody go check him out. So he logs off and it goes to him, and the guy right as it raids, he's like, "All right, I'll see you guys tomorrow," and he stopped the stream.
Oh
And then
no.
right when he stopped, the stream just like he was probably had like 5 viewers. It was like over 1,000, and then like I just left it on just because, and then I was doing something else, and then he comes back on like. I left to go to the restroom and I was done with the stream and my phone was just blowing up. So he continued to play.
Oh, that's good. At least he continued to play. Could you
Oh,
imagine missing out on that
I
stream just because you
know.
were like, oh, I'm going to sleep. Okay. And then you turn off your stream.
Yeah.
And then someone was about to raid you.
Yeah. Talk about making sure you got your notifications on too.
Yeah. Seriously.
All right. So we talked about kind of like a positive part of streaming, but what's one thing that has been kind of like the bad side of Twitch or like a negative aspect that's happened to you? And if and in regards to it, what's one way that maybe Twitch or the community could help with that, if that makes sense?
Um, so me and Twitch have like a love-hate relationship sometimes. I feel like a lot of people see that with me because as much as it does help me sometimes, I feel like I get trapped. And I don't know if Twitch can fix that, but there are times where there are people that come in, they pick at you and I don't normally like take things to heart, but
Mm.
sometimes like after a while like start to. Like it's kind of like do I rebuttal or something? Or like, I don't know, when trolls come in, I try really hard not to give them a reaction because that's what they
Yeah.
want. And I remember there was this time where this guy came in my chat and he just kept spamming and spamming and spamming. And I was just like, quit. But I'm not gonna do anything because you want me to ban you because you want it for your clip that you're gonna put on YouTube or something. And so I kept doing it. And after a while, I was like, okay, whatever. Like I have to get rid of this guy. But I just feel like Twitch can't help that. It's just like
Yeah.
any community, CS:GO,
Hmm.
Fortnite, Minecraft, even like there's just always going to be the bad apples that
Yeah.
want to make it ruin it for you. But I think the only thing you can do is really tell yourself that it's not you, it's them, and you just got to keep doing what you're doing. You got to keep grinding, you got to keep working, you got to keep your head up on your shoulders. But sometimes it does get really hard.
Yeah. And so, I mean, yeah, like you're right. Twitch, I mean, there's nothing really they could do.
No, I mean, they have the option, like, the streamer has the option to ban certain words, but then you're policing your chat. Like,
Mm.
you're censoring them, the good people.
Yeah.
And it's like back in school when someone would talk and then everyone else in the
Yeah.
would had to do the punish work. Like, that's not fair.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I think a lot of people just learn to deal with it later on, but it does make it hard. Especially, I didn't wanna bring this up because I don't wanna sound like whatever, but, like, being a girl in Twitch too, you see a lot of, you know, those comments,
Yeah.
and, some streamers allow it and some don't, so it's kind of like, what can you do?
Yeah.
What can you do about that? So,
Yeah. I think, yeah, but going back to it, it's like you said, there's, I mean, it sucks, but there's nothing really Twitch can do in that situation. That's the bad thing. But it's also
yeah.
like, that's how a community grows. It's kind of bad, but I mean, for the people who aren't trolls to randomly come in and say something, it's not even mean, just try to be a part of your community. That's kind of
Yeah,
what has to happen, which kind of sucks.
it's true. Yeah. Going back to it though, some of the positives to the negative is that when you grow your community, you also grow great mods for your chat. So I have really good friends that look out for me in my chat. And and not even that, like they're just you've just people support you. I want to go back to a memorable moment because I forgot about this. But during the raid, the reason why it was so memorable is because um you guys were like gifting them subs, and
Oh yeah.
yeah, y'all like gifted like 50 subs that night or
Oh
something. It was a
really? I don't.
ridiculous number. Yeah. Gustav
Oh
Gustav
yeah.
grifted so many, and he donated like a lot of bits, and I remember getting off that stream so hyped and like so overwhelmed. Um I just wanted to throw that in there because it wasn't about the raid. It was about the support that came
Mhm.
with the raid.
Yeah.
And also Tactical Intern was a really good guy.
Mhm. Did you know him before? No.
No, I didn't. I didn't know him. I actually went to a stream that he rated me in, and I watched him scroll down the list and was like, "Hey, this girl has an overlay." Which, by the way, shout out to Crossbow for making my overlay that got me that raid. She got an overlay. She got a webcam. She's playing Fortnite. You guys like Fortnite? Here, we'll go rate her. That's how it went, and that was really cool. And also, the response from his Twitch community was really nice.
Mhm.
They followed me on Twitter. They he invited me to his Twitch team, which I don't know if a lot of people know that, but I'm part of Tactical Intern's Twitch team. So a
Oh
lot
wow.
of good came from that. But yeah.
Yeah. So kind of relating to how he found you, what are 3 tips you can give to people who want to stream or just started streaming?
Always stream like someone is watching you. It doesn't matter if one person is watching you. It doesn't matter if 50 people are watching you. You have to be entertaining for that one person. Um, so that would be tip number one. Tip number two is don't look at your viewer count. Just don't. I mean, that kind of relates to number one because you have to just always stream like someone is watching.
Mhm.
And there are times, I will be completely honest, where I have looked at my viewer count and I was like, but yesterday I had 18 people watching me. What did I do wrong? Who did I piss off? Or like, I don't know. But then I would go, what the heck? There's still 8 people watching me. Or there's still 5 people watching me. Hell, there's even one person
Yeah.
watching me. Like, that's amazing. And so that's number two. Number three would be just have fun. Do it because you love it, and the rest will follow. I'm not saying don't do it because you don't want to, like, you can still want to be successful at it. I'm not telling you not to do that because you can have fun and be successful.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's what I would tell people is if you're having fun and you're loving it, the money will follow. The fame will follow, the success will follow. Whatever you are wanting to achieve from it, and like going back to Ninja, I'm sure there were so many points in his career where he was like, wow, I'm stuck. I'm never going to go anywhere in this, you know?
Mhm.
But he did. And that, like, you just have to love it. You have to love it because think about it this way. If you didn't like your job, your 9 to 5 job, would you stay there forever? Would you keep doing it? I mean, some people I guess would,
Yeah.
but you will be so unhappy. And that's
Mhm.
how Twitch will be if you're not having fun at it. So play the games that you want to play. Play the games that your friends want to play and whatever you feel you're the most entertaining at or just anything. Like, I don't know. I didn't think I would like Fortnite until I started playing with the my friends. So it just happened. That just fell into my lap.
So that's a good segue for the next question, which is relating to, I guess, what is your favorite game at the moment, and why is it your favorite game at the moment? Like, what do you like about it?
Oh man, I've been in a gaming rut for so long. I said gaming rut. I meant to say gaming rut. Um, my favorite game currently is Apex. I mean, I know it just came out, but I'm having so much fun playing it.
And
Um,
why do you like it compared to like Fortnite or other BRs or other games?
I think I like it because there's abilities in it. Um, I like that more than building in a game because I always struggled with building in
Oh yeah.
Fortnite. So I like that, and it just feels old school but new. Like it feels familiar to
Mhm.
me, but it's also its own game. Like I don't know, it's a really fun game, and I didn't think I was gonna like it either. I was like, oh, Battle Royale, like I'm so tired of them coming out with battle royales. Like, can't they just give me a good game for once?
Yeah.
Turns out it's a good game.
What's one thing you think it could improve on though?
Oh, there's like some glitches in it that needs to improve, and some of the guns are just a little too OP compared to like some of the characters. Also, I think they need to add like solos and duos.
Oh yeah. I think that
Yeah,
was the first thing because I've only played it a handful of times. Like I don't know what even weapons are good. Um.
me either.
Oh.
I don't even have that many kills in the game, but I still like
Oh yeah.
it.
No, I probably have like zero. I have zero on PC and maybe like five on PlayStation.
Oh, is it cross-platform?
No, that's why it's
Oh,
like
they
my
need to improve on
Origin
that.
account is on PC, and then I don't I don't know why, but it's just like the regular PlayStation account. Like there's no Origin involved. But yeah. What about Fortnite? Because I know you took a little break from streaming around the time you took a little break from Fortnite.
Yeah, I stopped playing Fortnite. That's just because, you know, I distanced myself from Twitch and like the Twitch community kind of, I guess. And those are the people that I love playing the game with the most. I didn't really have anything against Fortnite itself. I just was sad that I didn't
Yeah.
have my friend group anymore. But um I think Fortnite though, I quit around the same time as they added planes and like the new
Oh
map
yeah.
came out, and I struggle. Like I was just now getting used to the map. I'm like, I don't want to learn a new map anymore.
And
I'm
yeah, because planes, I feel like right now, kind of relating to the question as a bigger picture, I feel like there's this big divide because of Apex. Like it's either like don't get on the Apex grind, stay on Fortnite, or leave Fortnite behind, join Apex, and that's pretty much it. Now, what are your thoughts on that? Like, yeah, obviously there's things that are in Fortnite that people don't like, airplanes, stuff like that, and there's probably things in Apex people don't like.
yeah.
But what are your views on both the games as a whole and the community? Like, why do you think there's so much like hate between picking one or the other?
I think that just goes back to people who don't like change. They get so used to something. I remember when Minecraft streamers switched to CS:GO, and that was like a huge thing. Like there was people crying in the comments, "Oh my god, I miss whenever you used to play Minecraft." Like it's the same thing. People just don't like change. And then if their game is Fortnite and that's their favorite thing to play, then of course they're going to be a little threatened by Apex. Well, what if people don't come back to Fortnite, Or
Yeah.
what about Ninja? Like, is he going to come back to
Oh, I know.
Fortnite? Tim the Tap Man.
I don't think he's played Fortnite since I've seen him play Apex.
Conspiracy theory? I don't know. I don't even watch Ninja, but he's just one of the biggest
Yeah.
Twitch streamers I know, so I keep saying his name.
Yeah, but I feel like since Apex have come out streaming wise, Apex I think until like yesterday, I didn't check today, but like I feel like it's the number one streaming game right now by like 300K, and or I don't know what it is, but they're number one over Fortnite for sure.
Oh, I believe that. I think it's because it's also fast paced. Like everything in that game is smaller, faster, and like it's almost like instant gratification. Like
Yeah.
sometimes in Fortnite it's a bit slower paced, so you might go the whole game with one kill or seeing
Yeah.
one person and you have to build save your life.
Yeah.
Apex is kind of like, "Oh, there's some people over there, there's some people over there. Oh god, what do we do?"
Yeah, I feel like playing it and then watching it for the first couple days, it was very much like people were getting third partied so much. Um,
That is a
yeah,
problem in that game.
yeah. But that kind of relates to going back to what you said, because if it was slower, then it'd be
Yeah,
like Fortnite, where you don't find somebody until like the last circle.
true.
Yeah,
Yeah. But I don't think you can really compare the two games, to be honest. I think they're
yeah,
their own separate games. And I feel like the community really needs to understand that. It's okay. It's okay
yeah,
for someone to change their mind or to play a different game once in a while. It's okay. They're
yeah.
still going to have Fortnite. I mean, at the end of the day, that's probably what pays their bills anyway. So,
I know, because like if you think about it too, like Fortnite, like right now, I know people listening to this, it'll probably be like a week or so later, but the secret skirmish for I think it's Valentine's Day is going on right now in Fortnite, to where those
oh,
people
yeah.
are playing again. But if it wasn't for that, you know, Apex would still be. And it sounds like I'm defending Apex, but as of right now, and since it's come out, it's been the number one game.
Yeah, there's just no denying that.
Yeah. Do you think it would ever overtake it? Like, obviously, in the past year, Fortnite has been crazy. I mean, Ninja was at Times Square playing Fortnite.
Yeah,
Like,
that's crazy.
yeah. Um. So, do you think Apex can reach that? And if you think that, what makes you think that they can do it? Like, what do they need to do to get to that level or close to that level?
I think they can if they keep the game going how it is. If they do some kind of crazy update where they mess the whole game up, kind of like Realm Royale did, where they messed their entire game up with that update, I think that they can overcome Fortnite. But at the same time, I don't know. Like, when it comes to games, Fortnite's kind of had its run. It's been up there for a long time.
Mhm.
I would like to see another game overtake it, even if it's just for like 4 months and people going back to Fortnite later. Like I would just like to see it. It's kind of like whenever CS:GO was the number one streamed game. And then
Mhm.
Overwatch was the number one streamed game. Like, come on, Fortnite, time to take off your crown, give it to someone else.
Yeah, I know. It's just so like I think I was talking with Smitty on it. It's Fortnite. It's just so big though. Like, would you say now Fortnite is the biggest game to ever happen?
Oh yeah, 100%. It has to be.
Sorry, I was coughing.
You okay?
um, yeah. So it's like it's really hard to knock like because there's been big like Minecraft was huge and still is pretty big on YouTube, but like it was never to the point of like this big for Fortnite.
Oh no, and I think that also has a lot to do with how much Twitch has grown.
Yeah.
I don't know if Fortnite would have been as popular if the only content you were getting was YouTube. I think I don't know, Fortnite and Twitch together was like a deadly duo. They
Yeah.
just came and conquered. That's all I got to say about that.
And like just think about like pretty much every all the big streamers right now are Fortnite streamers. Ninja, Courage, except Shroud. Does Shroud play Fortnite? Or did he when it was I
I
think
actually have no idea.
well, aside from him, it seemed like everybody was heavy on Fortnite. And then
Yeah.
all of their careers boosted up in the past year too. Um, and then also one thing too is every like the Drake and Ninja stream and like
Oh yeah.
the streams were like even like when he plays with Marshmello or Dylan Francis or even Brendan Urie from Panic at the Disco streams now and plays Fortnite. To where it's
Wow, I
like,
didn't know that.
oh yeah, like actually, there's pretty cool streams. He'll be like on tour. He'll perform at night. The next day, he'll stream for like a couple hours and then rehearse and go back on tour.
Wow, that is so cool. I need to check him out.
Yeah, and he plays. How I found out was I was watching Courage and he played with Courage and like somebody else, and then yeah, so now he's in like their little group and they're all playing together.
Oh, that's really cool. I need See, I never really got into the big streamers. The only one I ever really watched was Tim the Tatman, and that was recently.
Mhm.
Um, because my friends just never shut up about Tim the Tatman. And I had watched him before. I would watch his CS:GO videos when he was like way when he was a smaller streamer. I think
Yeah,
he probably had like 500 people.
yeah.
And then I was like, Tim the Tatman. And then I went to his stream and he had like 20,000 people watching him, and I was like, dang, he
Yeah.
grew. That's amazing.
Yeah, that's the way it was with me and watching Courage. I knew Courage from he was a caster for Call of Duty, and at the beginning of last year he was still casting, and then he said like, hey, like pretty much he quit, and he's gonna join Optic to be a streamer. And then so I was following. Then he probably had like maybe 1,000 like subs, and now he's like averaging like maybe 19,000, and it's just crazy seeing that growth from when they were not really doing much with it.
That is crazy. I really am happy for people that got their like growth from this game. Um I would think that for any game. I think some people
Mhm.
just have like a really negative spot for Fortnite because it kind of came out of nowhere and took everyone with them. But I support anyone that really works hard on Twitch, especially because it's hard. It's hard to get out there,
Yeah,
hard to be known. So,
yeah, and even just like seeing people like there's like for me this relates to like real life and like even on Instagram. Like I follow like old friends and stuff, and then when I see like they're doing good or like they're doing what they want to do, I'll message them even if I haven't spoken to them in like years. I'll message them and be like, hey, I saw you were doing this. Like you don't know, but like I'm cheering for you. I might not talk to you all
oh,
the time, but like I'm really proud of you. Like that's really cool. And then they'll say the same things back, but it's like it's cool to see people succeed. That's why it's like kind of hard when it comes to like trolls and people who
yeah.
pretty much like haters, right? And it's
Yeah.
like, why can't why can't everybody be successful? Like, why does it have to be like for instance, like with streaming, like I stream when my friends are streaming. For me, I don't really care because it's like I'm playing with you. It's, it's not like I'm doing it to take away people's viewers or whatever. I'm just doing it because I like doing it. So if everybody
Yeah.
goes to your stream when we're playing together, I don't really care. But like I feel like not with the group of friends that we have, but I feel like there's a lot of people who are like only friends with people because they want to maybe get followers or whatever it is. And it's like, can't we both have, succeed in that? Like, we don't need to take from one another. Like, the platform is big enough as it is.
I totally agree. I am the same way. I want to see my friends succeed. Even during this time where like I was not streaming, I didn't go, "Ugh, I could be making numbers, but they're on summers instead." Like instead I was maybe not like in y'all chats like congratulating you guys, but like I was out there rooting for y'all. Like when I would open up my Twitch chat and I would see 10 people watching you, I'd be like, "Oh, look at Bruin go." Or like, same for Smitty. Like I still cared about you just because I
Mm-hmm.
wasn't doing it at the time doesn't mean that it was unimportant to me or, I want all my friends to succeed. But going to the part where you said like people only want you until they get famous and then they leave or they take your following with you. That's hard. That's rough because I feel like some people are like that
Mm-hmm.
and it's kind of hard to trust people.
Yeah.
But our family, our little Twitch family is really good and all our communities are linked. Like we all have our separate discords, but
Yeah.
I mean we all pretty much not anymore, not me. My Discord stayed the same for a while. But you guys, I see like y'all getting new people in it all the time and I'm always like, look at them growing. Like they're getting more people in their Discord. Um Also that's like one of my fears and why I never came back to Twitch yet because I didn't want it to seem like I was taking a break while y'all do all the hard work and then I come back and I didn't want to be like that either. So I just kind of stayed away. I was like, ooh, I'm the longer I stay away, the harder it is to come back. But
And it's crazy too, because like for me and like the people that are in, like, that were close with each other, I never thought that at all. The only thing I was thinking of was when I didn't know like the reason. Well, the main reason was also because your internet too.
yeah, my internet was out for like a month.
Yeah, so I was more like worried something happened, but at the end of it, it was just like, oh no, she's just getting her internet fixed, and you're gonna come back once it's all set. Which,
Yeah.
do you have like a date or anything?
I don't necessarily. I fixed my internet for the most part, but every time I like test stream, my frames just drop like crazy. But I'm slowly trying to upgrade my stuff. So maybe, I don't know, hopefully before Easter, I would hope.
No, okay. And
But
upgrading what, like a new computer?
yeah, I'm gonna upgrade um my graphic card. That's the only thing I really need to update because I think that's what's causing my problems. But
Mhm.
I don't know. Maybe it'll work. Maybe magic will happen.
You've looked into like settings, like switching settings to make it run better.
Yeah, I remember Smitty actually helping me one night. He got on and he helped me fix some things, but it still was going crazy. Oh, that was during the time of my bad internet though. I don't know. Maybe I should just look up some settings again.
Yeah.
You're right.
And that's one thing too that I know I've talked about it, I think with Smitty in the podcast, but another thing is how supportive everybody was, even when we weren't like friends yet.
Yeah.
Like I remember, um, even watching now for people who are new to chats. Like I remember thinking right now, somebody asked me a question relating to, I don't know, graphics card 2 or something relating to like the getting lag and with their stream or with their gaming, and he was just like, oh yeah, just mess me on Discord and like I'll help you like set it up or do whatever. It's like he didn't even ask, he was just saying like Oh man, I feel bad because my stuff's not working right now. And then somebody kind of like talked to him, and then somebody was the one who was like, "Hey, let me help you out." And that's one thing I feel like why I started streaming too, because I watched all of you guys before I did, and then you guys also convinced me to start as well. And if it
Yeah.
wasn't for that, I probably would still be just like watching too.
Well, let me ask you a question because you were saying I was one of the first ones you followed that was a
Yeah,
smaller streamer. And I remember when you came into my chat
I remember that
because
too.
you came into my chat and then you kind of left and then you were like, came back in and you were like, oh, I'm back. And I was like, Bruin. Actually, I kept calling you GB Bruin.
Yeah, I know that's weird. Some people when they see the name, they'll either call me GB or they'll call me Bruin.
Yeah. And you had, you subbed. And I was like,
Yeah.
you subbed? But you, like, I was only seeing you in my chat today or something like
Well,
that.
that was so why I or with anybody like I'm starting to watch, I'll randomly just find somebody like I randomly found you, or watch a little bit, and then chat, and then still watch. And I don't remember leaving yours, so I remember always watching it. I maybe just wasn't talking,
Maybe
but
that's what it was.
I do remember just watching that stream, and after a while, if I have a little bit of interest in watching your stream, I'll follow you. And if I really enjoy it, then yeah, I'll sub.
Yeah. I think that's amazing because actually, Time for a Meeting did the same thing to me. He came into my chat, and the first time Time for a Meeting came into my chat, this is just a funny story. He donated some. I think he donated like $20 worth of bits to me, and then he I was doing karaoke at the end of my streams back when I used to do that, and Time for Meeting was like, I usually make people pay me to do that. And I was like, Meeting, come do a karaoke with me. And so me and him did a duet. That's so funny.
On the first stream?
On the first stream that he was in it, like the first time he's ever came to my chat, I made him do a karaoke with me.
Oh wow. Oh man. He
Um,
didn't tell me
oh.
that. He said that he randomly well, not how he randomly came across you, but that he randomly came across your stream. But
Yeah. Yeah, he came to karaoke with me. We did a song and it was really bad because our we were off like because
like
we
the
just
levels?
started the video at the same time, but because of
Um
the delay,
oh yeah. Do you remember what song it was?
it was a country song. It was a oh god, he would be so upset with me. I'm so sorry, meaning I appreciated our first duet together. I'll talk about.
You're like,
Oh god.
okay, we'll skip that question. Uh,
Skip it.
that's cool though that you mentioned it because the people who don't know, he's the podcast before yours, so it's kind of bringing it back of how pretty much everybody that I've had on knows each other. Like Samiti, Coast, Firefox, Meeting, um, and that's one thing like I like, and I do have other people coming on that you guys don't know of, that just other streamers that I follow. So that'll be cool too once kind of like the two worlds mix.
Yeah, I'm excited about that because also going back to supporting each other, I feel like this Twitch community is the most supportive I've ever been in. Um, because like there were times like whenever I got raided, I sent the raid over to Minnie because I knew he was gonna be up and I was streaming with him.
True, he's
Like I
always up super late.
yeah, so I always if I ever had like good numbers and I was streaming with Smitty and or I seen people that might not have been in his chat, I would send my raid over to him. Or if you were in my chat or if you were streaming and me and Smitty basically had the same people, but I saw that you didn't have these people in your chat, I would go and raid you. Um I think that's cool though. Like that's why I never worried about like, oh, they're taking viewers because y'all were playing the games with me. Why
Yeah,
would I not send the stream over to y'all when I'm ending the stream?
and
It's same with like Smitty and you
yeah,
sending
and
raiding with
I
me.
mentioned that because I've heard it and seen it with like other streamers, like bigger streamers. But with us, it's usually like how I found Smitty was because I was watching your stream and like liked the conversation you guys were having. You guys were all communicating to where I don't know if you said it or if I just looked him up and found him and then started following him from there. But it's like it was never like, oh, I'm streaming with you, so you're trying to take my people. It was more of like
Yeah.
we could all, or it sounds weird to say our people, but like the people who watch me can watch you and can watch both of us at the same time or whatever. Like it's nothing. It's not bad to have more people in your community. It's not like you're trying to take them or
No.
not.
Exactly. And if for some reason someone was watching me and I rated them and they decided to they liked that person more than me, I can't be mad at that. Like I'm still part of that person's community.
Yeah.
I don't know. The only thing that does bother me is when people come into my chat and they're like, "Yeah, I'm about to stream too." And I'm like, maybe don't say
Yeah.
that in my chat, especially because like I'm not playing a game with you yet, or I'm not playing a game with you right now, and I just feel like it's a bit rude because then you are trying, in my
Yeah.
opinion, you are trying to take viewers from me, and I don't think it's like sharing. I think that's just like taking.
Yeah.
Um, but I've never felt that way with you guys. Like
I know
I,
there's been times I know like either you or somebody like a friend has asked like a question to where like I answered like it was and I felt bad. Like one was like I think you probably just asked like, "Oh, what are your plans tonight?" or something. And I said, "Oh, I'm going to eat or whatever, stream that." And then right away I was like, oh, I don't want to make it seem like I'm promoting myself. And then I told you and you were like, "Oh no, like I asked you a question." Like, you know what I
yeah,
mean? Yeah.
I don't ever, yeah, it's totally different. Like
Yeah.
there has, it's situational too. I think
Yeah.
it just depends because I would never get mad at you for answering if
Yeah.
you were like,
And
"Oh, I'm
that's
about
another
to
thing too.
stream."
I think it's
Like,
more for like random people who just stop by your stream or people you don't really know too well.
yeah, or people that literally only come in your chat once in a while and they're like, "I'm gonna stream at 7 o'clock at twitch.tv/"
Yeah. What do you think? Because it reminded me, and it happened when I was streaming. I was streaming with Coast. People who ask to be your mod when you've never seen. I mean, I of course you probably wouldn't let them, but why do people ask for that? Like, why would you want to be for a mod for a person you just watched for like 10 seconds?
I think people like that, it's a little shady. People that just come in and want to be a mod, they either want it because they're power or they want the title. But I also feel like that's giving a random person a little too much power. They might
Yeah,
go in and ban everyone in your chat. You can't take that kind of risk.
yeah.
So that's what I would explain. I can't mod you if I don't know you. That's too much power. It's way too much power.
But
Just
like,
like playing with random people. I learned my
oh
lesson.
yeah. Um, but like I want to know, which you probably don't know either, but like why do they ask? Like do they really think like, oh, they're gonna let me and then do what you said, like ban people or whatever?
I don't know why they ask. I don't know why a lot of people do a lot of things.
That's true.
I I don't know. I think it's just it's just one of those things where it's like people want attention so bad and they're going to go wherever they can to get it. And they're probably just hoping and hoping to get lucky to go to a smaller streamer where they don't have a lot of mods and be like, "Hey, can I be your mod? Here's my resume." I,
um, I have a question related to your stream, and I like to explain these streams as like, or these podcasts as like this is Sarah's like origin story and like kind of like selling yourself in a way for people to watch your stream. That sounds kind of wrong, but
Ooh,
what
sell myself.
what's one thing you want people to take away from watching your streams or yeah.
I just want people to feel comfortable. I want to give people the same comfort that I found within Twitch and within the online community. I want people to come and have fun. And like I said, like I grew up in a strict household. I wasn't allowed to do very many things. And I want this to be a place where you can be yourself. You don't have to pretend to be anyone you're not. I mean, of course, there are some limits. There's some words you can't say. There's some things you can't do. But I want it to be safe. and I want everyone to like each other, and I know that's a lot to ask everyone to like each other, but I've always wanted my community to be loving and supportive, and whenever I started my Discord, I was really worried about intertwining my real life friends and my Twitch friends together, and somehow, magically, everyone gets along, and I'm like, "Wow, this is cool."
Yeah.
So, I just want my streams I just want people to smile. I want people to laugh. I know that sounds so cheesy, but it's so true.
Yeah.
Um, Whenever I play with my friends, because I really do mostly stream when I play with people,
Hmm.
because that's when I have the most fun.
Yeah. Same.
Yeah. I mean, I would when I used to stream Overwatch, and I would do solos because um I was trying to get my rank up, and I cared too much about my rank in that game, and it made me not enjoy the game. Like, I don't even like that game anymore. But that's what I don't want in my chat. I don't want people to come in and be like, "Oh my god, you're bad at the game. Why are you even playing the game?"
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
I just wanna have fun. Like, I literally play the game to have fun. I wanna play with my friends, I wanna laugh, I wanna talk, I wanna cut up. And I just wanna be free, and I want them to be free too, so that's I hope that's what people when they come to my stream, I hope that's what they take away from it.
Yeah, I think that's another thing too. It's I feel like I don't really get it so much, but I'm the same way with streaming too. It's like I'm not that great at the games I play, but I play to get better and to also just have fun with my friends too. That's why it's like
Yeah.
I don't know, like if you ever notice, but for me, if I don't really rage or nothing close, the closest thing I'll get is like, let's say it's Fortnite or a battle royale or something, and like I die, like right when I die, I'll be like, oh man, and then like as soon as the loading screen comes up for like to go back to the lobby, I'm already over it. Like
Me
it
too.
happened, yeah. But yeah, I just mainly play to have fun, to talk with people, meet with people, and yeah.
Yeah, I'm the same way because, um, when it comes down to it, whenever I go to streams, what I'm looking for in people is I'm looking for the personality. It's
Hmm.
less about the gameplay, more like the personality for me. I love seeing people have a good time.
Yeah.
And occasionally raging is fine. Like,
Mhm.
I don't mind people getting salty or I don't mind banter. Like, I have thick skin. I can handle it.
Yeah.
um, but I do rather see people laughing and cutting up and talking with their friends and it just makes you feel wholesome when you're
Yeah.
there. It makes you feel like you're part of them, like you're laughing along with them and not being like, "Oh, I don't like I can't watch this person because I'm not good at this game," or
Yeah.
some type of thing like that.
Yeah, with because there's probably some people who watch gameplay, I mean streams strictly for the gameplay because they want to get better, whatever it is. But I feel like at least with my stream, and it sounds like yours too, it's like you're watching just to chill, have a good time, and hang out.
Yeah. I mean, Smitty's getting really good at the game, and I still like watching him play, but it's
Oh
also
yeah,
because he has a better personality than most people
yeah.
on the platform.
I mean, yeah. If you're good too, that doesn't hurt. But
Yeah.
yeah,
I mean, it would be more entertaining probably if I wouldn't die every 5 seconds, but just laugh with me, people. Come on. You could give me crap in the comments. It's fine.
all
All
right.
right.
Well, thank you very much, Sarah, for coming on. This is your chance to plug yourself. Where can they find you? Your name's listed there, but I don't know if maybe other platforms have different names or different little letters or whatever it is. But where can everybody find you?
You can find me at twitch.tv/anothersara, twitter.com/anothersara. um, that's the only two things I have.
All right.
And you can use creator code Smitty710.
I was like, you got
I
a
need.
creator code?
I was gonna say another Sarah, and I was like, wait, that's not me. But actually, I can't say Smitty710. I have to say Smitty710 because
I was
no
about to
one
say
said.
it sounded weird when you said that. I was like, okay,
But people that are listening on Spotify might not understand what 710 is at the end. It's the numbers
true,
710.
true. But
Okay, wait, enough of promoting Smitty real quick. I need to promote myself. JK, JK.
you
I'm
know,
good.
every single podcast has mentioned Smitty at one point or another, even when I'm not like, yeah,
He's the glue.
yeah. Well, thanks again for coming on, Sarah. I really enjoyed it. Really want to do it again.
Yes, for sure. Anytime.
And then I've said this to people in the past. Now that everybody kind of knows you a little bit, the next one will most likely be just. I was even thinking kind of like a trivia type thing with people who have been on. I
Oh, I
know
would love that.
I've been kind of like at the end of each podcast saying like what I want to do, and I haven't done anything specifically for that yet. But it's just hard getting multiple people on at the same time.
It's true. And also, I mean, you're just starting it out.
Yeah.
You're growing. You're gonna find your niche niche. What is that word?
A niche? Yeah, right?
Niche.
Niche.
Wow.
I've actually heard both, I think.
It's
It's the same thing, I think, just different pronunciation of it.
don't count on me for pronunciation. I say every word wrong. I'm from the South.
Well, like I mentioned, hopefully we can do another type of podcast with you on it in the future.
I hope so.
But
I had a good time.
me too. But thank you everybody for watching. If you're watching on YouTube, if you are listening on Spotify, and if you're only doing YouTube, yes, we are on Spotify too now, and you can search. You could actually just search Another Sarah or whatever the guest is, or you can search Eat Sleep Stream, and you could find them. All right. Well, until next week, I'll catch you guys later. And Sarah, thank you again. And
Thank you.
yeah. Bye, everybody.
Bye.